till I'm done. Please, just hit the button. Oh my goodness, what a mess. What a mess. Hi, Veronica. I just had a train wreck. I had a live stream scheduled for 4 hours and was testing cameras and mics. Everything worked perfectly. My daughter helped me test. It all went fine. And at one point, I went into YouTube testing to see if I could watch it on another monitor where I could see the chat better. Worked great. And I noticed there were two. The live stream I had scheduled at StreamYard, there were two versions of it in my list of things that were at StreamYard. And I'm like, well, I don't need two. Why did you? This is at YouTube. YouTube showed there were actually two events. And so I deleted one of them and checked the other one and tested it out in the studio. And everything was working perfectly. I mean, perfectly. So I got my camera out so that I would have a roving reporter, my own, a mobile camera right here. I got my camera out, had it on a gimbal, had an external mic for the audio feed, and I tested it. I had this Camo Cam software, so I had a mic on me and a mic receiver in my phone, and the phone on a gimbal, and it was connected to this studio, to this live stream feed. I wasn't live, but I was in the studio experimenting. It's a great way to do it. And I even was able to walk down the street past my neighbor's house. I could go to my side yard, over by my boat, over by the garden, anywhere I wanted to go around my house. And that feed from my phone, I could be mobile around my house in addition to the webcam that I'm using now. In the audio, there was no looping. Sarah helped me test it extensively. Everything worked perfectly until 10 minutes before this was going to start. And I had gotten my gimbal disconnected and my mics to keep them charged. I didn't want the battery to run down because this is a couple of hours ago. It would have just been sitting there. I should have just hooked them up to a charger, still connected to this studio. But I didn't. And as soon as I hooked it back up, just like I had it before, I had that looping, the audio looping, that echo thing. Okay, that was the first disaster. So I just unplugged the phone. I'll just do it just with my webcam. That's okay. Be all right. I'll test further later on. And then when I tried to go live, that's when I realized one of the two versions of this live stream that YouTube showed, that I deleted the live. Well, I need that first one that I scheduled. I don't know why it scheduled a second one at exactly the same time in exactly the same thumbnail. I mean, they were identical, stacked on top of each other, so I deleted one of them. Rut-row, error. Anyway, that's why I had to do this, and I'm explaining it to buy some time to give people a chance to figure out. I had several people that told me they'd like to come to this live stream, and I want to go through, and the ones that have figured out that I had to do a quick pop-up to replace the original. We got Veronica at My Fluffy Pack, and she's live streaming, I think, right now, on her other phone to come here. That's very nice of her. Chris from Aries World, Deb and Mike are here. That's cool. Deb, the other Deb from New Braunfels in that area is here. And Barry, hey Barry, nice to see you. You're right, it was an error, but we have adapted and we're going to overcome. And so I saw the Sock Monkeys here. Thank you, Sock, for coming in. And Big Duck Fan, I'm guessing that's Oregon. Howdy, Big Duck Fan. Nice to meet you. All goes well and get to know you. When I'm live streaming or I see you on YouTube, I'll be able to give you a blue wrench and make you a mod. I'm using StreamYard right now, and it will not allow me to do that through this software. And we have the TV remote stealers. You're the one. Oh, I've been looking for you for a long time, TV remote stealer. And anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. Same with you. I can't make you a mod until I'm on YouTube and not through StreamYard. And I'm off center. Okay, I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Depends on what device you're on, whether I'm off center. And I had this all adjusted perfectly. Trust me, I had another camera set up. Here's what's happening. I'm totally switch gears and take something, but I think this is pretty cool. Once I have it figured out, the last couple of times I went into StreamYard to stream, since I subscribed, I had an option open to me, and it kind of relates to something that I've learned from some of you recently. And first of all, it goes back to like when you're live streaming, a lot of people recommend that you do it vertically, because a lot of people, probably the majority, are on phones, and that's going to present itself better to them on a phone. It's the optimal feed for a phone if you're streaming vertically. And you will also show up on shorts when people are scrolling through shorts. That live stream will come up as an option, and they can join your live stream, and you can meet some new folks and things, right? And that's a good thing. As far as the live stream itself, when I'm at my desk, you probably know I definitely stream horizontally. I mean, most people would on a webcam. But even when I'm out, like walking around downtown Brenham or going to one of the fairs or the farmers markets or whatever, I do it horizontally because I felt like, and I was a novice at this, I didn't know, okay, the wider view that gives people a better view of whatever's happening. Well, not really if they're watching on a phone. All right, so there's that. You have to make that choice. And anyway, if someone's watching on a computer or a tablet, the horizontal is definitely better for them. Well, StreamYard has this pretty cool thing. And what it is, I am now streaming in both vertical and horizontal. Everything I'm saying here, and I have on my studio, what I'm looking at right here, there are both. There's me in the horizontal image, and you can see me all the way from that guitar to over just past the Santa Claus chicken over there, right? That's the view. On the vertical view, that would be like on a phone, the view is from the edge of that red t-shirt, like that. So if you're watching horizontal, the people vertically can only see this much, whereas you can see that much. And there's the difference, but it's pretty cool that I'm doing both. And I'm wondering, can you tell me, some of you folks that came in, like the TV remote stealer, that he says, I quit. I don't know, maybe he's leaving. I was wondering, are you on a phone? I'm curious to see if anybody came here from YouTube Shorts. We're scrolling through YouTube Shorts and you found us. Oh, look, Cullen Cagle says today is his birthday. Well, if that is so, Cullen, happy birthday to you. My goodness, your birthday is awful close to Christmas. I hope you didn't get cheated as a kid, or if you are a kid, I hope you're not getting cheated all the time. It's always been a bad thing, people that are born right around Christmas. Sometimes, maybe their folks can't afford to have them get them some birthday stuff and have Christmas presents and all. But remember, Christmas is not all about the presents and everything anyway. So let's get to it. I think a lot of people have come in, and I'm sorry about the glitch. I'm learning. I have no idea why on my YouTube list of videos why it showed that there were going to be 2 different sessions of this, but there were, and can't help that. I adjusted, went straight back to my webcam and my mic that's worked before, and started a new live stream, and here we are. And so I'll get down to it now. Since I've adapted and gone back to the old, is everything okay? Like right now, I am if anybody's watching vertically on a phone, and can you see me okay? And Sock saying that I was off center. I'm not sure if he's watching on a big monitor or what. On the horizontal view, I should be fine. Anyway, that's all boring, but I needed to explain it. So that package right there, over my shoulder, is what I got from Aries World. and I've had it for about 3 days, and I'm ready to open it. I couldn't decide, should I make a video like a mail day delivery video, or have fun in nature's walking on a laptop. So you should be getting the horizontal view. So have fun with nature's on this view. The vertical people can't see that. They can't. Hey, vertical people, how many fingers am I holding up? I know. I watch videos on the phone too. Like if I'm at lunch or something and I'm watching videos, though, I turn my camera sideways and set it up against the salt shakers or something while I'm eating. I can entertain myself watching YouTube videos, and I don't bother other people. That's the main reason that I have this, so that when I'm walking downtown in the park or I'm eating in a restaurant and I want to be watching YouTube videos or other stuff, YouTube TV or Prime Video, whatever, I'm the only one that can hear it. And I think that's a good thing. I don't want other people to have to listen to what I'm enjoying. Speaking of which, do y'all ever have people that are going down the street? You may have seen this on some of my videos or even live streams from downtown Brenham, and those guys drive by and the music is just blaring, and you could hear it for a mile or more. You could hear their music for a mile or more. Is Kevin here? Anyway, so yesterday at Walmart, there was this police officer, and apparently something had happened in the parking lot. He was dealing with these ladies, but they were bidding each other farewell and wishing each other Merry Christmas. And he was done with his business and walking back to his car. And here I am pushing my cart. I'm right by him, and I ask if I can ask him something. I ask him about those cars that have that music blaring. Is there an ordinance against that? He said, "Oh yeah, you're about to tell me all about what they do, aren't you?" And I said, "Well, it's just why do people want to do that, And it's just not good. It's just so loud. It's incredible." And he said he's written that the police department's working on that, and he described to me 3 or 4 of the trucks that he's written up over the last couple of weeks. And he said, "Yeah, we're going to get it stopped." And I'm glad to hear that. You can play your music really loud with your windows up and enjoy it without disturbing everybody else. And that's what it is, disturbing the peace, right? I sound like an old dude, that get off my lawn thing, but I wouldn't do that. At least not anymore. Okay, I'm going to get to it. I'm just trying to give everybody a chance to get in here. And I even drug out my have because of the. Well, that's another thing. That's the reason I wanted that other setup where my mic wouldn't be stationary. I could move around and do stuff. But we're going to make this work. Look how big this is. And Chris, I need you to tell me something. You had told me that I need to explain to everybody. Chris had sent me a message that he sent 2 things to me. One of them was supposed to have come about a week before this one. And we looked for it, and it just never showed up. And we've never had any problem with like porch pirates or anything like that. Occasionally we've had something show up at the neighbors that was meant for us, but it gets addressed immediately. We have good neighbors. That's not a problem. So I don't know where that other thing is. Chris had told me, I'm sorry, y'all, it's really hard for me to see the chat. That's another reason I tried that other setup. Which one of Chris had told me that Ava had helped him design one of the things. Is that this one or the other one, Chris? And Deb sent a box too. I'll be looking for it, Deb. Like I said, we have not had any problem with porch pirates or anything like that. I see when I lean over to see the chat better, I get a little bit off of the vertical screen. I'm going to try to do an in-stream adjustment here a little bit. See what I can do. Yeah, that's a little better. All right. Sorry, y'all. I was going live when I realized when I hit go live in the studio is when it told me an error comes up and it says, Oh, it looks like this has been deleted at YouTube. What? I'm going live right now, and now it didn't tell me until I actually hit the go live button. And because of all my rearranging, I moved everything. My knife thingy was always on this table here to my left, and I moved it somewhere. Oh my goodness, where did I put it? There it is. Okay. At least that didn't take 5 minutes. Here we go. So looking for Aries world to answer. It can be stressful navigating all this stuff. You're not kidding. That's why 4 hours ago, I started testing. I'm going to get this all right. My daughter helped me test it, make sure everything works. Everything would have been fine if I hadn't deleted one of those versions of this live stream at YouTube. I should have left them both up until everything was over with and just see what happened and try to figure out after. And I couldn't help myself. I only wanted to see one on the list, a replacement. The one you're opening is the item Ava helped design. So Ava is Chris's daughter, and that's cool. And I want to say something. Y'all didn't have to do this, Chris. I know you wanted to, and I'm really excited to open this. But I know also you're door dashing to try to make some extra money and doing all you can because of unexpected expenses and things going on. Y'all got so much going on. So I just want to say to everybody, when I send you something, when I send you a Mailday or whatever, I do not expect, there's no expectation of reciprocation. Well, that's some big words right there. I'm gonna have to back off and open this up. I hope y'all can see and hear okay with me being at this. It's the best I can do. I may actually go off screen a little bit. Okay, this was done by Lime and Lou. That's the company. So obviously it was a special order and drop shipped. It says, "Dear Todd, we hope this brings you many happy memories for years to come. Your friends, Chris, Aaron, Ava, Hadley, and Ari Bear." Very nice card. And I haven't seen it yet because it's facing backwards. So the big reveal won't come until I can flip it. And by the shape of it, I thought it might be something that I could use the easel. So I got the easel out. You can see right back there. They strapped it in good, Chris. If you ever order anything from these people, you can rest assured it will be securely packaged. Okay. So it's kind of a frame thing, I guess you can tell. And it's also wrapped in plastic. So I'm going to see it before you see it. Okay, check that out. Oh my goodness. How? So before I show you this, I have to retell a story, and I know that this is where Chris got the idea. And you will definitely be seeing this hanging. I'll have to try to find a special place for it. And I know I'm not trying to build extra expense by not showing you yet. So one night I mentioned, if you're new to my channel, right quick, I open vinyl out. I order classic vinyl music, vinyl records on, I'm tongue tied. I'm kind of a little, okay, calm down, Todd. I like old school rock and roll and country classic vinyl records. And I get those from different places, mostly a place called Collectco, and I open them in live streams. And I opened up a box of albums, and one of the albums was, now I got brain lock. So anyway, he sings the song, My Brown-Eyed Girl. Somebody help me here. I just got my brain just went, I got sparks flying and stuff, and crosswires and whatever. So anyway, my wife died December 23rd, 2015. I was telling the story about this year would be the 10th year, 2 days before Christmas, before Van Morrison. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. So Van Morrison used to have this song, Brown Eyed Girl. And that was my song. That was my wife's song, or my song to my wife, or whatever, our song. I would always tell her. And she loved that because she had brown eyes. And this is back when that song was a hit, whatever, or shortly after, back in those days. So a long time ago. And I was mixing with that. I was saying we hadn't, Christmas is never, you always, Barry was talking about he's had people that he loved that have been lost around Christmas time in the past. And it's always on your mind. And my kids and I have done very little of their traditional Christmas celebrating and with the Christmas tree and decorations and that in the 10 years since. And we put up a tree this year, not the first time, a couple of years ago we put up a tree. But I've just been playing a lot of Christmas music, trying to get in the spirit of it and thinking about my wife a lot. And here's what all these things, I know that Chris, by following my channel, he's heard all these stories. I'm kind of trying to lay it out for you here. And I'm going to not take the plastic off and just go ahead and show you this. It is like the image of an album. And you can see the center there. And around the album is the lyrics to Brown Eyed Girl, right? And it has see, can you read at the bottom? Is that cool or what? How thoughtful. That's not just somebody went to Walmart and picked something up off the shelf and says, I'll send that to them. That took a lot of consideration. I don't know where this idea came from, but my daughters are going to think this is so cool. My oldest daughter, she's really into vinyl records, but my youngest daughter, Sarah, she understands that I like vinyl records. It's not her thing, and that's okay. And Ava really likes the vinyl too, with Chris's daughter, and it just all fits, and this is so awesome. That's one of the most wonderful, thoughtful gifts I've ever received in my entire life, and I'm not kidding you. Check that out. That is so cool. I got to be careful, but I want to take the plastic off. And I think that I hope the easel can handle something this thick. And this is not like cheaply made. This is canvas. It's not like paper or plastic or anything. You can easily tell this is canvas material. It came from a company called Lime, Lime, and Lou, Lou. If anybody wants to borrow this idea for somebody that they love, I'm sure Chris wouldn't mind, and I sure wouldn't mind. And see if the lyrics start. Okay, the lyrics start in the middle, toward the label in the middle, and then they go, hey, boy, you'd get dizzy trying to read the lyrics and sing the song using this. Oh, that's cool. Thank you so much, Chris. It's cool. Y'all bear with me a second. I got to see something. Okay. Now, I have to be sure it's not going to fall. So this clip at the top has to be able to reach all the way to the front of it, or this is going to be a no-go. This from that, bring this down. I think it's going to work. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. So close. It's not. It's not. And I'm not leaving it up here without this holder up here because it will fall. And we're not going to let that happen. Oh, wait. I took it back. I'm sure we're not going to put the hole in that. That's all right. That's going to work. I think that's going to work just fine. If I don't do something clumsy, I fall into it. I get it tilted far enough back. It shouldn't go anywhere. There we go. Awesome gift. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Chris. I'm sorry, y'all. You have to understand, I have not been looking at the chat. And give me just a second. I got to do something here. Yeah, that's better. All right. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Ava. That's just super, super thoughtful. I'm very moved, very much so. I, I know Lauren's not watching this. She's probably just getting to work on shift at work. I can't wait to show her that, and I'll show Sarah here in a minute when I'm done with the live stream. Uh, oh, Sarah's here. I saw someone say Sarah's cat. Sarah Katz. Hello. Uh, Sadman Islam is asking who gave this to you. Uh, the person called Aries World 9125 that's in this live stream to answer your question. So it's just so much chat to look through back through. I can't. We're gonna have to start over. If anybody, if there's something really important or a question that you had, okay, Sarah. So Sarah, what do you think about that? That's pretty cool, huh? That was your mama's song. You know, my brown-eyed girl. We used to listen to that on the cassette player in the truck. Sometimes when we were going somewhere, we were really having fun or whatever. It's just something I played every now and then. And I don't know. I might have played that about 9 months before you were born or something. Sarah. You never know. But, all right. It's awesome that Sarah was here to see me unbox that too. I don't know if I said hi to you, Mandy Lee Rain. Uh, I'm sure some people, Turtles Walking came in since I was quit paying attention. It's not that I wasn't paying attention, y'all. I was just busy. All right. And let's see. I've been going 26 minutes. My intention was to do this because it's Thursday night. I know for some people it's a work night, and there's a football game tonight. And normally I try to live stream for an hour, and my intention was to do the unboxing. Oh God, I need to show a couple. Everything seems kind of anticlimactic now. I should have saved the big thing from Aries World for, you know, I did it. It's good. It's good. I'm really happy. And I'll get my wits about me again shortly. I promise y'all. Thank you, Mandy Lee. We all float down here. So I don't know. So I think I can tell there's a big difference in my live stream that I can tell from the past, and this thing is working. There are people I've never seen before, and by the handles, by their names, different types of people, things, people that are interested in different things. And what you're going to find, and I've seen in other people's live streams, some of them are going to come in and try to do troll stuff or whatever, and some of them are going to come in and try to be nice and join the community. Those are the ones I hope for. But you people are mods so you can connect with other people, and you're mods for another reason too. So I'm going to leave that to y'all. Leave it to your best judgment. So my daughter Sarah says it was a very thoughtful and intentional gift, and of those I know we're both the more sentimental people. The people you've met on here are incredible. You've got that right, Sarah. Thank you, Aries, for doing this for my dad. Thank you so much, Sarah. It's nice to hear you say that. That's cool. So Death Guard for 40K has joined us. Welcome, Death Guard. You're always welcome. Hope to get to know you and become friends. So here we go. I don't want to get too caught up in things, which I did. I got cards. I can't show. I got a card, but Sock Monkey showed his, and some of you may have got one. Really cute card from Calvin. Calvin on ice skates. It's on my refrigerator, but I got this one too, and it's from Deb, Valerie, and Steve. Valerie Reese. It's all about the adventure. I don't know. I kind of lost track. Is Valerie here? She may not be. Valerie's a pretty busy lady, and that's okay. But I got a really nice card from Valerie and Steve, and I want to talk about cards. I've never been a card sender. I always feel guilty when people send me a card. I feel like I need to send them a card back. my wife used to do that, and I think I got a couple of things crossed up. I not big on cards because I know one thing for sure. A lot of those things like Valentine's Day and some of these occasions when you send people cards, they're made up holidays, and the people that make them up are the people that sell things like this. I just never liked that commercialized aspect of that. You can write somebody a note, especially back when we wrote letters. You couldn't text people all the time or send emails. You wrote letters, and I was big. I believed in writing a letter to my cousins or my aunts or my uncles or my grandparents or whatever. I have some in boxes, old letters from 40 years ago where we mailed each other back and forth letters, actual letters. It was how you communicated, and well, we had phones, but you know what I mean. And I don't know. My mom was never into Christmas cards. I think Christmas is different than a lot of those other holidays. Is what I'm trying to say. Uh, so I think I might go get some Christmas cards. I don't know. I've never. Sometimes in years past, I would be getting 20, 25 of them or more when my wife was alive, and our refrigerator or the wall wherever she chose to be covered in them, and she would make sure and send one back to all those people. And each year we would get one from them, and we would send one to them. And after she died and I quit sending them back, less and less people sent them to me. And the only ones I'm getting now are from YouTube people and insurance companies. So anyway, and also I've had this for a while. But like Sock Monkey, he framed his, and I might think about that. I got some pictures from my friend Surfer. I think they might be different than Sock Monkey. Oh, I like that. I like the ones with the waves. It's just cool. He had a video today driving down the street in Waikiki. Waikiki Drive, I think is actually the name of it. And he sent me a CD Lamb card. So here's my deal with all my card collector friends. I'm not going to get back into collecting cards. Haven't done that since the 90s. I'm sending a lot of people a lot of the cards that I did have. What I am going to do, I'm just, okay, if I'm going to do something, because I'm connected to 10, 12 people, and that's what they do. They rip packs and collect cards and do TTMs and get autographs from pro athletes or famous people. And it's pretty cool. I love their channels and I love their enthusiasm. And so I'm going to collect Texas team cards, Cowboys, Rockets, Spurs, Mavericks, Longhorns, like that, Astros, Rangers. With the Texas card, when I send Mailday like packages to the card collector people. I tell them, if you're going to send me anything, just in those cards, they come across and they have all these duplicates of, the modern day cards. They might have 8 or 10 of one. Just send me a Texas team card. So Surfer is collecting every time he comes across a Dallas Cowboy card. He's setting it aside for me, and he said he's going to send me this bundle once he's got it all put together. And Life with Misty, I've watched her channel quite a bit over the last few months. Life with Misty's pretty cool. She's a good cook. And Jersey Steph is here. Jersey Steph is great. I love her. She's in Jersey. Imagine that. She does some really good. She has some nice prayers and some things where I don't know if Jersey Steph and Berry know each other, but they get along really well. They're really good at. I don't know if it's right to call that ministering, but they talk about different scripture and how it helps them in life and how it's just what I really enjoy it. I like a variety of things, but I've been a follower of Jersey Love Steph for, again, a few months too. So those are just some other things I got since it was mail day. And to fill out the hour, I'm going to do what I normally do. Got 21 people in here. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming. And if anybody's late, I'm going to keep displaying my wonderful gift from Aries World. It has the lyrics to my song to my wife, Van Morrison's Brown Eyed Girl, right there. Beautiful. I like it. I'm pretty happy about it, to tell you the truth. Um, I got to find a really cool place to put. You see, with this, it will go in this room because I want it to be displayed when I live stream and otherwise. I'll find a place. I've been in the middle. You may have noticed if you watched my live streams before, the view is totally different now. I have moved my background thing. I've moved a lot of stuff around. Totally rearranged. I'm working on it. I'm going to get it there. Okay, here we go. Back to what we do here. First up, and these just came in. This is from the most recent is on top. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm stepping on vinyl bands left and right here, and every time I step on one, it pops when it turns sideways. Away with you. All right. This was a pretty thin box. I was a good boy for this week's. This was the week of December 6th. So I'm going to save that and keep all my invoices. And we have Phil Collins, Face Value. And the first song on the first side of this is In the Air Tonight. Great song. I can feel it coming in the air at night. Right? I got some, if you've never seen it, and it's been out there for probably 15 years, if you YouTube search the Cadbury Gorilla in the air at night, you will see it's amazing. You know the drum solo from that song? It's a gorilla doing that drum. It's an old TV commercial, but it's freaking awesome. Has anybody ever seen that? The gorilla playing the drum? And anyway, I've probably watched that 50 times if I've watched it once because it's so cool and you can watch it in like 2 minutes or less. All right, what's up next? Oh, here we go. This is actually a brand new record, and I'll tell you why. But so you may know I prefer OGs. Like if a record was first pressed in 1973, my preference is to have a copy of that record that was pressed in 1973, the original pressing. But sometimes you just can't get that. And this is one of those. I watched and looked for a nice copy of this record to come up at Collectco, a vintage copy. And it just wasn't happening. And so to complete my Led Zeppelin collection, I needed Led Zeppelin 2. So this is new, still in shrink wrap, unopened. And you might be able to buy this at Walmart or somewhere. It's on 180 gram vinyl and remastered by Jimmy Page. And yep. So I had Led Zeppelin's first album. And that's the one with the Zeppelin on it, And then I had 3, 4, 5, and so on. I forget. There comes a time and it became less. You need to have like the first 6 Led Zeppelin albums if you have a classic vinyl album collection. That's what I'm saying. And this completes that. With just missing number 2. And I had been looking out for one for, I don't know, months. It just wasn't going to happen. I gave up on it. What do we have here? This is probably at least the 10th, maybe a dozenth. This may be the dozenth album by this artist that I own. And this may be interesting if you're new to this. I noticed there are some people. Hi, Kissy Cat. Welcome. Let me see if I missed anybody else. I wasn't paying attention to chat. I see Arlene is in, dropping links as usual. Angel Arlene, thank you. Our link angel. And so I mentioned you, Jersey Love Steph, but I don't think I formally said hello and welcome. So hello and welcome. I'm very happy to see you here. And I think that's it. Pollux is here. Hi, Pollux. Nice to see you. It's always nice to see you. And he knows that song. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Yep. Y'all be sure and check out the Cadbury Gorilla. All right. So, Life with Misty, the same thing. I mentioned you, but I don't think I said a formal hello. Welcome, Misty. It's nice to see you. Okay. So, Elton John. And like I said, some people here I know have not been here before when I opened vinyl. And so I'm going to explain this again right quick. This record is just like you would have bought it in America. The same music, the same text, the same label, the same everything, except for this. What is this? It's called an obi. And you'll see this is in Japanese. This would tell someone in Japan that speaks and writes and understands Japanese exactly what this record is. In other words, it's restating what's here and what's on the back, what songs, whatever, all the information about this record. And I don't know why it's called an obi. That must be a Japanese word. It's obi. And it's just, all it is like a, what do you call it, a sash, right, that's attached to this record. It indicates that this record was pressed in Japan, which is highly desirable. I always add this part because in Japan, they insisted they always made the records out of virgin vinyl, whereas in other countries, they were perfectly willing to use recycled vinyl, and supposedly virgin vinyl sounds better. I don't have the ear that I can tell the difference. I have some albums that I have both the Japanese pressing on virgin vinyl, and I have an American pressing from the same era within a year or two of each other. And it's just the same, what do they call it? The same mix. It hasn't been remastered or anything. And I can't tell the difference in the two. But anyway, there you go. And this is the best of Elton John at that time. And you all know I like best of records. Let's see what's on this. Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. The Ballad of Danny Bailey. Rocket Man. There's a good song. Rocket Man. It's Me That You Need. I've seen that movie too. And All the Girls Love Alice. That's side 2. I'm not going to pull it out and read side 1, and I can't see the side. See, that's another thing I'll say since we got some new people here. Just right quick, you can see this is a previously owned album that I've got from Collectico. And to protect it, you'll see it has an outer plastic sleeve. All of my records have an outer plastic sleeve. Even that brand new record that's still shrink wrapped, it will have an one of these outer sleeves put on it. I won't take the shrink wrap off, but I will put one of these on. The other thing that they do, and I haven't done this with all of my albums until, like, if I get all of mine are not this way yet, but you'll see the album is not in the sleeve. Here's the sleeve, and here's the album. It's not in the sleeve, and they do that for a reason. It's in a sleeve. It's what's called an inner sleeve, a protective sleeve, and this is called an insert. And this insert is in Japanese. This insert is in Japanese and English. On one side, it's Japanese. On the other side, it's English. And it is the lyrics to each song on this album, which is pretty cool. I could use this to learn to speak and write Japanese, right? No, I couldn't. All right. So, and what they do, what they recommend, the experts, when you put this away, you do not put the record back in the outer sleeve, because that is what causes that. Have you ever seen an album cover and it has that circular ring, let's call it ring wear, it's that circular pattern where the album goes, where it gets slid and rubbed, and the friction and whatever it will wear on that album. So you have your outer protective sleeves and your inner protective sleeves, and this goes in here in the back. Oops. I got problems there. Shouldn't have tried to do both of those at the same time. It's this record in here in the inner sleeve, but not in the outer sleeve in the back. And we'll see if I can get this insert back in here. When you try to hurry up and do something, it doesn't go as smoothly as if you just take your time. So then it looks like that to be put away. So yep, there's what I know about a Japanese album, which is not nearly as much as a lot of people know. But that's another reason I like to go to Collectco. And Collectco is COLLOCTCO. They live stream. It originates on Facebook, but it restreams to YouTube and restreams to Twitch. And I do it on Twitch because if I ever want to buy an album and I say, I'll take that, Twitch is by far the fastest that goes to the feed that the guy that's selling albums can see. And it's first come, first serve. And if you really want it, you don't want to get beat. And I got frustrated too many times being on YouTube, and I would say, I want it. And I know I did it like that fast. And somebody on Twitch jump ahead of me. But what I was saying is even if I don't buy, there's a lot of evenings I don't buy any albums. But I enjoy watching and just seeing the albums. And the guy, Chad, he talks about that behind the scenes information or things that only experts know about albums and the history of them and just a lot of stuff that you would never even think of. I can see I got to consider my setup here because if I'm going to do this and stream in both horizontal and vertical, I need to be sure that that my view on the vertical stays pretty good. And like when I show something like this record, the folks that are looking on the vertical view can see it. Yep. This is the first album that I thought about looking over the vertical view. I'll do better from now on. I just learned something. And who is this anyway? This is Cheap Trick, one-on-one. You see, they as soon as somebody buys it, they get it out of the bin and put it up for sale. And I think this was a half price bin. No, this was for sale for $19.99. This was in what's called a buy it now or best offer bin. So Chad, the guy that sells them, he pulled it out of the bin, he'd show the album and say this is $19.99. That's what it's marked back here by Collectco. And since it was the first time it went through a bin, it would have been $19.99. That's what it would have cost to buy it. Nobody bought it. So it wound up in a buy it now best offer bin. And because it was in buy it now best offer bin, I said, Chad, I chatted to Chad. I chatted to Chad, hey, I'll give you $15 for it. And he took it. So that's what I paid, $15 for Cheap Trick one-on-one. They sell albums in one of two ways. It's either a price, just like going in, you buy, well, no, multiple ways. One way, when it first shows up in a bin and it's for sale, let's say it's $25, it's $25. Take it or leave it. If it doesn't sell, we'll see what happens later. You have other ones that are more desirable, highly desirable albums or rarer albums, and they get set off to the side and they have an opening bid. It's an auction. And the opening bid may be $40 or maybe $5, whatever it is. And you get an opening bid. Bill says, I'll take that for 40. And then Jack says, I'll give you 42. And then Sam says, I'll give you 45. And on it goes. And I have seen, and this is when it really gets exciting, I've seen albums get up in the thousands of dollars for one album. That reminds me, I need to correct something. In my last live stream or the one before, I was talking about that album that sold for like $4,000 or $5,000, and it was because I think I said it was Mariah Carey went in a room with some paint and custom painted the stuff or whatever these album covers. I was wrong. It wasn't Mariah Carey. It was Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish. That's what sold for that huge money. Wow, Tomcat says, what is your favorite vinyl record that you own? Oh my goodness. I don't know that I can answer that because I don't think my favorite vinyl record that I own is the most expensive vinyl record that I own. It will probably be the music. I'll answer this in one way, and this is a very narrow way. If I were going to sit down and fire up my turntable and put one record on and sit here and have a cold brew and just enjoy the music and enjoy every song on both sides of that album, it would be a tie. I'm going to cheat a little bit, but the two that I think of for that would be the Eagles' Greatest Hits, which is the first Eagles album that I ever bought. So I'm sorry that's kind of a cop-out because it's a greatest hits, right? But anyway, that's just song after song after song that is so awesome. And the other one would be Fleetwood Mac Rumors. And off the top of my head, probably after this live stream, I think, what was I thinking? No, it would have been, oh man. But anyway, I hope that gives you maybe some idea of the kind of music that I love. I'll ask you, Tom, Kat, if you could put on one vinyl record and listen to it right now, what would it be? Whether you own it or not. Uh, Deb says one of his concert was in front of me. Who I got to go back, Deb, see who we're talking about. Barry, I thought about Taylor Swift, but it's just not hadn't moved that far up the list yet. I'm missing a lot of chat. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's just hard for me. I get the yakking. So I count on my friends to talk amongst themselves. I do try to catch some chat every now and then. Okay, this one has a blue border around it. I do have my live stream is running twice. It's running simultaneously as a horizontal like it's on a phone and as a vertical like it's on a webcam or horizontal on a phone. Intentionally. That's a new feature at StreamYard. Okay, what do we have here? Speaking of which, I only got this. I haven't not anybody, if you care to join me, you are welcome to. I'm thirsty. I haven't had a cold beer yet today, and it is almost 6:30, and I'm kind of parched to get to talking. The throat gets dry. If y'all don't mind, I take this and I have a sip. And I take this and sprinkle it across the top of it. It's Twang Lime Beer Salt. I've tried the lemon and a couple, got some other one. Hey, what are you doing here? Turbo is mischievous. He knows he's not supposed to be in here. But if the door gets left open, the door's cracked. Y'all probably seen him a couple of times sneaking around. And they have this brand too. Oh, this is Twangers. Okay. This is Twang. It's like a little long neck bottle. And these little short fat ones, it's Twangers. They're both good. And I use both of them at different times. So cheers. Here's to you. Deb and Mike, that's okay. If your friends came, y'all have friends visiting while you're in Mexico, that's great. We'll see you. You go take care of what you need to take care of. We're your friends too, but you can't do replay with those live friends that stop by to see you. Replay is not available. Anthony Chihuahua, cheers to you too, buddy. All right, what do we have here? Oh, speaking of having a drink or something, if any of y'all were at Donnie's live stream last night, he instead of doing a beer sampling, he sampled tequila. And when I knew I was going to do that in the chat, I offered, hey, I'll have a shot of tequila with you, Donnie, which I hadn't done. I had a few margaritas over the last 2 or 3 years or so, whatever, mostly at Sock Monkeys. He makes a great margarita. But I did. I went and dug out from under a table over there in one of the storage boxes I have. I found it. I had gotten this. This is what I tried when Donnie tried his, and I told him what it was. Siempre Reposado. It was pretty good. The guy at the liquor store 2 or 3 years ago, when Sock Monkey was making those margaritas, and they were so good, and he showed me how and all the different tools that he has, and taught me that you have to shake it to get it aerated for it to be really good margarita, and he listed all the ingredients that I needed to do it. So I went to the liquor store and I got all those exact ingredients and all the tools that you need, the measuring things and the shaker and the strainer and all the stuff. And talked to the guy, and he was telling me all this stuff about tequila, this and that, and how it's grown and how the different flavors and all that stuff. I told him what I was going to do, and this is what he recommended, and that's why I wound up with this. Before I bought this, Don Julio Silver was my go-to. That's because an ex-boss of me in the Sock Monkeys showed that was the best. She said it was always the best. That Don Julio was her pool boy. It was her joke. So anyway, so I did that one time, did all the things just like Sock Monkey did. My margaritas were excellent, just like he said they would be, just like his were. Worked out perfectly. Hadn't done it since. It's been a long time ago. So I still had that, and I had a shot with Donnie, just one. One was enough. Donnie had a couple. He said they were little ones or half shots or something. What do we got here? You know what? Another Cheap Trick record, and another one that I got for $15. I specifically started looking out for Cheap Trick records because I loved Cheap Trick. They were little when I was really into music, the late 70s through the 80s, something like that. Cheap Trick wasn't really on my radar, but sometime after that, I remember I got a CD. I thought, man, they really are pretty good. And so I realized at a certain point in time, I don't have a single Cheap Trick record. I gotta do something about that. So I did. I looked out for them, and when ones would come up at a good price, and here they are, the cheap tricksters, I guess you'd call them. I want you. Oh, what's it? How a Cheap Trick? Mama's all right, Daddy's all right. They just seem a little weird or something. Surrender. That's the name of that song. I like that song. Okay, so and amazingly, I have quite a few AC/DC records. I've talked about AC/DC a little bit, and I have some mixed feelings about AC/DC, but I can't help it. I love the music back in the 70s, and I like listening to it today. And I did not have a copy of this album. And you don't have a vinyl record collection without it including a certain discography from AC/DC, and this is must have. This is just one of them you got to have. And let's see what we got here. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll singer, the Jack, Live Wire, TNT. Can I Sit Next to You, Girl? That's a good song. Little Lover. She's got and High Voltage. Yeah, had to have it. And again, I decided this is a brand new record, still sealed in shrink wrap. Did not buy a vintage OG of this. I'm going to answer a question that y'all probably aren't even going to ask. Would I ever buy? We're down to 16. I was at 22, so maybe it's getting boring, and we are almost at an hour. But I'm going to keep going for a little bit. If I ever see a really nice OG copy of this from the original pressing, which would have been the late 1970s, I'm guessing around 75 or 76. I'm not sure. 1976. That was the first time I heard this. My friend Greg Winkles came up with an 8-track of this, and me and him and my buddy Chuck are listening to it over and over and over, and we were liked it. And so a lot of fond memories of this record, even though the first time I heard it was on 8-track. So yeah, I would buy a 1976 pressing of this record if it came up, in addition to owning this one. And that's just kind of a collecting thing. Probably a dumb thing, but in 20 years, that 1976 pressing will be worth a lot more than this one will, I think. The KMAC project says we can embarrass ourselves with any alcohol, Tomcat. We are just that good. Hey, oh, right, Tomcat. I understand that. And, there's I don't know if it's not a saying, but everything in moderation, right? And you can take anything to the extreme degree, anything, you name it, any subject, any substance, you can overdo it, no matter what it is. You have to balance things out in your life, right? And make good decisions. I like beer. I like the taste of beer. I enjoy some beer, and yeah, I don't I understand what you mean, and I can't. Uh, if I woke up every morning and started drinking and drank till I went to bed that night, I would be. I would have to do something different. That wouldn't work. I love the Dallas Cowboys. I do. I do. I do. I do. And it's another wait till next year. So I anticipate this is just the Christmas gift of Christmas, and there are songs on here by Doris Day, Tony Bennett, Mitch Miller and the Gang, Julie Andrews. This is old school Christmas music. Engelbert Humperdinck. Anybody remember him? Barbara Streisand, Percy Faith singing "Hark the Herald Angels Sing." I bet that's pretty good. Percy Faith could sing. I'll tell you what. And Johnny Mathis singing "Sleigh Ride," Andy Williams singing "Joy to the World." Old school Christmas music, because these were when I was young, growing up, listening to Christmas music on the radio. These are the people that would have been singing that Christmas music, and so I bought probably half a dozen Christmas albums intentionally. I'm trying to. We've been playing some Christmas music around the house, or I have. I've been telling. I just say, Alexa, play traditional Christmas music, and she does. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to hear this, but I will. You want to understand, my mic kind of cancels it out pretty good. What's happening in the background like that? Alexa, who's singing this song? It's Dean Martin singing "Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow." That's what she fired up right off the bat. It's cool. I can listen to that. Alexa, stop the music. I won't get none of that copyright problems. Okay, here's something I'm researching. I'm trying to figure this out. Don't know what the deal is. If anybody's out there, I wonder if I wish Steve was here. Miniature Mustangs. Um, see that right there? This is the Rolling Stones. Some Girls. I'm going to take the time to go grab my other Rolling Stones album. I've seen this. I think there are more. I think there are multiple album covers for this record. And I don't understand that. I don't know why. The one I bought one in the late 1970s or early 1980s. Hold on just a second. I'm going to grab a record. Anybody remember this album cover? This is the Rolling Stones, Some Girls, a very famous album cover. So, what's up with that? It's the same record. And this is a two, oh, it may be because this is a special deal, a 2 LP and a DVD set. It includes the classic tracks, it's got all the songs and more. There's a DVD in here. I need to get that out and watch it. I do have a DVD player, but this is not a two record set. The original Some Girls. Anyway, this came up that night, and I said, you know what? I want to see what the deal is. In an upcoming live stream, I'm going to set these aside and ask Chad. He will answer some questions when he gets a little break sometime at Collect Go, and he's the expert. Good night, Steph. Thank you for coming in. And there's Rowdy. Hi, Rowdy. Thank you for coming in. And I appreciate all of y'all for hanging out. Yeah, I've been going for over an hour now. As long as there's 8 or 10 people willing to hang out, I'm gonna hang out a little bit longer. We got 13. Awesome, Steph. I'll be seeing you. I watch your videos and comment. Don't watch all of everybody's because I can't. But I watch a lot of people's, a lot of videos. Uh, I think I just saw Valerie. That's okay, Valerie. We're glad to have you here. I want to. So Valerie is just wonderful. I joined in her live stream earlier this week, and I'm going to go through this, and I don't know, maybe somebody else came in late, but I want to say, Valerie, look at this. That the thing on the easel here. I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna bring it forward. So I'm gonna tell the story again right quick. Valerie and Steve, if Steve's watching. So my wife had brown eyes, and back then a very popular song, Van Morrison, "Brown Eyed Girl." So when we were dating, so to speak, we got married and all that. That's one of those deals you do with a girl. You say, oh, this is my song to you. This is your song. And from then on, Van Morrison's "Brown Eyed Girl," that was her song, or in a way our song. But I will tell that's her song, and it was just an ongoing thing for all those years. And okay, Pollux, thank you for coming in. It's always nice to see you, buddy. And I understand, no worries. You go take care of the business you needed to go do. And so anyway, Valerie, did you hear this the first time, or do I need to keep going, Valerie? About what this is exactly? Well, Steve went to Pennsylvania. I see. Well, anyway, this is Canvas, and it says "Forever, my brown-eyed girl, Todd and Deborah." Deborah was my wife's name, and it has the lyrics to "Brown Eyed Girl" around on the vinyl, and "Brown Eyed Girl" in the center label. And this is on really nice canvas and framed. Is that a thoughtful and wonderful gift, or what? This is so cool. Uh, Ava helped Chris design this and come up with the idea and designed it, and they sent it to me. And December 23rd, in 5 days, will be the 10th anniversary of my wife's passing. Deborah passed away December 23rd, 2015. So this is just like one of the most unique, special, thoughtful, considerate, heartfelt gifts I've ever received. It's really awesome. It's so wonderful. Such a blessing. What is a real blessing is to have friends who would even consider coming up with the idea of doing such a thing. It's very humbling, and I love it. It's just such an awesome gift. So thank you again, Chris. And Valerie's just been a really good friend. I wanted to show her that and tell her what it was all about and everything. And I think she'll understand how it's not just a run of the mill, Walmart gift wrapped up, and that's very cool. So, yes, you nailed it, Aries Rose. You want to do something unique that tied into the vinyls. Yeah, Valerie, I will definitely make room for that. It will be front and center. No doubt about it. And I'll tell you what, when I hang it, I will crank up some Van Morrison, "Brown Eyed Girl." And when I first opened it, and I'm thinking about it, see, it doesn't say Van Morrison on there, and "Brown Eyed Girl" by, I just got brain locked when I opened the package during this live stream. Couldn't remember, I could have been Tom Jones that sang it. I know who sang it. I mean, I own the album and I own the cassette, but I was so, I wouldn't say I was overwhelmed, but I was pretty emotional. It was kind of caught me off guard. Not, it was just unique and special. It wasn't quite what I expected. So that was cool. Been a wonderful live stream, and let's see what we got here. Oh, this was one of these I didn't have and has great music on it, and I like the band a whole lot. It is the Electric Light Orchestra. And it has Mr. Blue Sky, Evil Woman, Don't Bring Me Down, Sweet Talking Woman, Shine a Little Love, Turn to Stone, The Diary of Horace Wimp, Confusion, Hold On Tight, and Living Thing. Those are just, this is a 2 LP set. Those are, uh, that's one of the LPs. That's side A and side B of one of the sides. The other side is Telephone Line, All Over the World, Wild West Hero, Showdown, Mama Ma Bell, Xanadu, Rockaria, Strange Magic, All Right, Rock and Roll is King. About, I would say 8 or 9 of those songs were major hits. ELO cranked out some good music. And I'm doing a horrible job keeping the, over here, right, right there. Both of y'all saw that. I'm messing around with the vertical feed. I'm feeding in both horizontal and vertical. This is the first time I've ever done this using this software. And I think definitely there are some people have come in and hopefully subscribed from the YouTube Shorts. If you're scrolling through YouTube and somebody is live streaming vertically, that feed will show up in that as you pop through those YouTube Shorts, and you can join it and check it out. Or if you're, I've learned this from some of you. If you're streaming horizontally, that ain't going to happen. So I'm hoping to make some new friends and maybe get new subscribers and all that good stuff by streaming both horizontally and vertically. So thank you, StreamYard, for hooking me up with that. I think this is, I'm going to look at it. Let's look at this last album, and I'm going to call it and go get ready to watch some football. And during this live stream, a couple of pizzas got delivered to my house, and I can smell them. And yeah, I only meant to go an hour anyway, and it's been an hour and 12 minutes. We got James Taylor, and it's Sweet Baby James is the name of the album. James Taylor is a great singer, and it makes for some really chill, laid-back listening. This record is in EX condition, and it contains the songs Fire and Rain and Country Road, which are both big hits for James Taylor. And I'm glad to add this album to my record collection. And I'm going to have to get a new bin out and put it together pretty soon because my bins are getting full. I'm going to have to create space for another bin and move everything to make space through the bins and everything. And I'm sorry for the technical difficulties and the rough start. I'm learning things as I go. Did a lot of experimenting today, and I had it nailed. It was perfect with the mic and the remote camera. I could show around. I could walk down the street, go show my garden, go around by where my boat was, everything worked perfectly. No audio looping, everything all perfect, lined out. And a few minutes before I went live, things went bad. But we'll work on that. I'll get it fixed. And I give the Sock Monkey and Sarah both will help me do some testing and stuff. I thank you all for joining me. It was a very special live stream. Thank you again, Chris and Ava. And I don't know what else to say other than thank you. I deeply, deeply appreciate that. Your thoughtfulness, wonderful, wonderful gift. And all of y'all, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next time. This is Todd. Be sure and treat other people the way that you would want to be treated, including the critters. And God be with you. Merry Christmas to you. I'm out.